Let's go across to our guest this evening, Jeevpuri, former diplomat with us, Lieutenant General KJ Singh, retired defense expert is with us, and Ramnik-Man activist with us. Namaste and Jai Hind, gentlemen. Thank you very, very much for your time. Ambassador Puri, I'd like to start with you, sir. How do we deal with an element like him? See, his statements are very carefully worded. They are very offensive to Bharat, but he is vetted. It's been vetted legally. So he can legally claim to be sound because what he has said does not threaten violence, although it implies it. It does not threaten bombing, although it implies it. So he's trying to stay within the legally plausible grounds. But this is dangerous. We know his activities are dangerous. How do we get nations to act against this element? Sir, I can't hear you. Please unmute.
Anand, very good question and very, very well put. He is a serial offender. And this is not the first time at all that he has done this. We have all, in some senses, those of us who have been posted in the United States, etc., felt the Sikhs for justice and Gurpatwant Pannun and their activities in various forms. He's an American citizen. I think first and foremost, in the strongest possible manner, matters should be taken up with the US. Now, you mentioned Canada, Australia, UK, etc. Yes, he's used their soil for various purposes. But frankly, he's a US citizen. If I'm not mistaken, he's based in New York or somewhere around there. You also mentioned that he's a clever guy. He's a lawyer by training. So he knows what the sort of bounds are. But bounds are not the only thing. He is threatening violence, and he is threatening violence in an open manner. I must say that, he has threatened people here in India. Those who have been witnesses, who have been fighting the 1984 cases, etc. So this is a matter which is a serious one. And in the past also, we've taken it seriously. We've protested, we've raised our concerns. But I think in the current context, it's particularly important that this matter not only be raised with the Canadians, the Australians and the UK, but principally with the country of his citizenship, the United States of America.
A rabble-rouser like him, Lieutenant General KJ Singh, he's been largely rejected. So he claims 2 lakh support, aate 1700 hain. He claims thousands and lakhs of people are gathering and giving him etc. etc. Nothing of that sort is happening. His group has a group of rabble-rousers. Most of them tacitly say they've been paid, or they, he's promised them a favor or something like that. On the other hand, Diwali celebrations, etc., and you see the Sikh diaspora along with the rest of the Indian diaspora coming out in huge numbers. So there is a outright rejection of what he's doing, but there are certain gurudwaras like the ones in Surrey, in Southall, that have been taken over by these elements and that have become a place where Sikhs can't even go to pray because they're afraid, because they're forced to bend to people, which is against the tenets of Sikhi itself. So how is this, all of this being allowed under the garb of freedom of speech? How is this freedom of speech? General KJ Singh.
Anand, Jai Hind and Sat Sri Akal to all your viewers.
Sat Sri Akal ji.
We are ourselves, puzzled because this man, you see what you're showing on your screen, he has been masquerading without proper Sikh attire. He doesn't even wear a proper turban. I really can't understand how has he taken it to represent this community, which is never stood with him or given him any mandate of that kind. Now, he's got a small group of rebel-rousers. We have flagged the issue with Interpol also. We have designated him as a terrorist under UAPA. His property in Chandigarh and Mohali has been, and farmland in Amritsar has been attached. The parts of property have been attached. So he's got really no real, mainstream support. Only some fringe elements are supporting him. And Anand, this is a horrible time about this kind of threat. This is the time when large number of Sikhs from Canada, USA come back to India. Harvest time, Diwali, then Guru Nanak's birthday on 24th, Guru Tegh Bahadur's Martyrdom Day. So there are large number of, and Guru Gobind Singh's Gurpurab. So Sikhs come over here, and that gets meshed in with Christmas holidays till that time. You are unsettling all of that. You are issuing a threat like this. And frankly, I'm very puzzled. sometimes I tend to believe that this man is also working for some American intelligence agency. Otherwise, why aren't they taking note of it? Twice India has flagged the issue to Interpol. Both times they've said insufficient evidence. What more evidence do you want? This man has come on TV and he said that I am part of all the terrorist acts. A few of them he flagged them. He's issued a threat to PM Modi when he went to Assam. He issued a threat to our High Commissioner Sanjay Kumar Verma. He also told all the Hindus, Indo-Canadian Hindus living in Canada that you exit from there. And yet there is no evidence. I am really surprised. So Anand, it's good you are flagging this and I hope global viewers take notice of it.
No,
In India, you got
sir,
notice.
Air India is a private airline. What stops Ramnik Man at Tata to go after him on American soil, sue him there for defamation and for hurting business and corporate interests? What stops an Indira Gandhi International Airport from taking him to task as the Airports Authority of India, go after him legally, get him to come to India and because we are based in India, we can file a case in the Honorable Supreme Court and the Supreme Court and can ask him to come to Indian soil. एक बार इंडिया आ तो जाए, फिर इसको दिखा देंगे. The other thing is Ramnik Man, we can also say statements or we can also make statements which are legally sound and legally backed, but it will put Pannu in his place. The other part is if there are FBI officers or intelligence officers who are providing him cover and security, can we not highlight these people and question the nations?
Good evening, Anand. Sat Shri Akal, Namaste, Jai Hind to everybody. Anand, I think, this fellow who's coming out with these threats, or aap keh rahe hain ki why can't we do it? We will do what we have to do. We don't have to come on television and make statements about it. जो बरसते हैं वो गरजते नहीं हैं और जो गरजते हैं वो कभी नहीं बरसते. So this man is incapable of doing anything. Leave alone coming to India. ये जो बोल रहा, he can't even back what he says. But the only backing that he has is from the Western agencies, and General Saab is right on spot. I have the same belief. You see, the Western agencies have a bad habit of protecting, promoting and projecting people who wish to destabilize India, and for that matter other countries as well. Every separatist movement is coming out of the West, and it is time, and you already see West is paying for their deeds. That's how, karma works, number one. But yes, let's not leave things to karma, all right? This man has come out this time and he says we want to balkanize India. We want to break India. Is that not enough? Is that not sufficient evidence enough? He says कि आजादी दी जंग जुनून नाल लड़ी जांदी है. So why don't you come and fight? Why don't you come to India and fight? Where is your junoon? Why is your junoon only limited to television statements or video statements that you issue? But again, the problem is with the countries in the West, Anand, if I may. Kanishka bombing happened. Before Kanishka happened, the government of India asked for the extradition of Talvinder Parmar. He was not extradited. And lo and behold, 40 years after, the Canadian legal justice system, their legal system could not find one person responsible. They could not zero in on pinpoint who was responsible for the death of 280 Canadians and a total of 327 human lives. That is Canadian legal justice system for you. What do you expect from them? People died. Now they would come out in support of freedom of speech and freedom, right to protest. Somebody asked Justin what happened when the truckers got on ground. You placed Canada under a virtual emergency, which by the way is still on. Now our diplomats are being threatened. Our Prime Minister has been threatened. You are hosting all sorts of gangsters, murderers, gundas and inami, badmash and terrorists in your country. What do you expect of these countries, Anand? They are not going to act. I am telling you, these people are not going to act. Now, only thing this Pannu and his team is trying to recreate is the times of 1980s. They are trying to recreate a situation where, Sikhs feel threatened outside of Punjab in India.